Hello, welcome in. Let me take a look here. Hello, hello. Welcome in. It's been a busy day. Wait a couple of seconds here on some people, and then we'll get started. Let me turn that around. We'll start off with those two. Hello, hello, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. A few things I'm going to get started on. Okay, let me see what we're going to start off with first. Let me pull this out. Set this here a little bit, and we'll put that there. Hello, Karen, welcome in. This here is a very vintage necklace. You got your teal colors there and your off-whites. You got these here are glass. This is plastic. You got your champagne faux pearls. This is the latch. I hear my neighbors outside at the pool. Let's go ahead and get started on this. And this is currently running. Hello, hello, welcome in. Thank you for joining. I've got a lot of items in my buy it now listings. Feel free to make offers. I do have combined shipping on. Anything that's not, I will refund any shipping overages once I get everything all packaged up on Sunday and Monday. Go ahead and put this here. If I run something and you missed it, just let me know and we'll rerun it for you. Let's see what's next. Let's do this one. can find it now. Okay. Where did I put it at? Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is a nice, very 80s piece. This disc necklace, and it has all the stones in it. I like how it's double roped. We'll go ahead and start the auction on that, and that is currently running for $5. I need to put my lights brighter. It's currently running. Let me move this a little bit. Okay. Thank you for looking at that. We'll have. I've got some knick-knack items. I have some unique items. I have some items here we really don't need, but we buy anyway. I gotta do this one again. This is just this little mini Yorkie. She's an inch tall, inch wide. She's brass, and she has the middle is a crystal, Australian crystal in there. We'll go ahead and start the auction on that, and that is currently running. Hello, welcome in. We have this little mini Yorkie brass with Australian crystal in her belly. All right, we'll save that for later. Let's do, let me move this. These here are real nice. These are handcrafted. They're exactly, they're hand painted. It's a bisque porcelain, 2.5 inches tall. They have felt at the bottom. Let's go ahead and start the auction for that, and that is currently running. Thank you for coming in. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Saturday. This is a little bluebird on that one. Thank you for looking at that. Place that there. All right, let me go ahead and show you the brown one, because I cannot show this one. So this is the brown bird, and it has the flowers, daisies painted on it. It's got the felt at the bottom as well. We'll go ahead and run that one too. Porcelain bisque or bisque porcelain. Okay. A few more seconds remaining on that. All right, thank you for looking at that one. Let's go ahead and run this Fenton vase. Everybody knows this artist. Beautiful cranberry Fenton. See her at the bottom. Vase, you have the ruffled scallop edge, and then you have the spiral design at the bottom. Go ahead and start the auction on that one. And this one here is 6.5 inches tall. That is currently running. For this beautiful cranberry color. All right, I'll put that there. Let's do, where is, oh, here they are. Movies to stage. This is Fitz and Foyd. These are their tulip candlestick holders. They are 3 inches tall. There is a set, so you have the pair. They're at the bottom. They got Fitz foil, the FF mark on the bottom. These were made in Korea. This one here is in the picture as well. They has a little flea bite here on that leaf, but everything else is fine on both of them. We'll go ahead and start the auction for that for $18 for the both of them. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. If you see anything that you want me to run, holler out, or if you're looking for anything in particular, let me know. I could possibly have it. All right, thank you for looking at those. Keep those here. All right. Let's look at this little kitty here. This is a studio art piece. Kitty with the green eyes. This is signed and dated. It's trauma and it's 1977. We'll go ahead and start the auction on that, and that is currently running for you. Anybody interested in a little bit of MCM pottery? Little kitty. Oh, thank you for your bid on that. I Madison or L Madison. Oh, thank you so much. That will be coming your way. Wrap this up and put that in there. Thank you. Let's see. What do I have up here? All right, let me do this. Here's one of those little original squishy mellows, whatever. There it is. Squishmallows on this. Saw the date earlier, but I can't find it now. That's in great condition. It is pre-owned. We'll start the auction of that. That's currently running. This was actually one of my grandchildren's that never played with it. So it's pre-owned, it's pre-loved, but in very good condition because they never played with it. A few more seconds remaining on that. Thank you for looking at that. It's always nice when you see things that you've purchased for your grandkids or your kids and they never play with them because they rather play with the box. And it's like they don't get any different when because I've got like all teenagers now and older. This here is a Thai beanie booze, Athena. That is the purple unicorn Pegasus. There's her tag there. We'll go ahead and start the auction on that, and that is currently running. That's a little cutie. I guess I left that one on a long auction. I'm going to show you guys these. All right, thank you for looking at that. Take her down. All right, put that there. Let me see what. Let's move this to stage. This here is your Fenton hobnail milk glass shoe with the cat head on there. This does have glow to it. Let's see. Not sure if you're going to be able to see it there. But let's go ahead and start the auction on that, and that is currently running. That piece that's there. A few more seconds remaining on that. All right, thank you for looking at that one. Let's do this one. This is a vintage hand painted perfume bottle. It's got the opaque there with the gold gilding. It is missing its bulb on there, but it does have its tube inside. So we'll go ahead. We'll start that one, and that's currently running. Hi, Grady. Thank you for coming in. Let me hold this up so you can see it better. It's a perfume bottle. Does have the tube inside. A few more seconds on that. All right. We will have that. Let's do. Is this the vintage? Here is vintage Otagari, your porcelain finch. This is in great condition, 3.5 inches. We'll start the auction on this baby, and she's currently running. Your blue-gray bird. Porcelain finch figurine. Okay, thank you for looking at that. Look at this is vintage Avon scarf, 1978, SN Kent. It's the burst of spring. There it is. We'll go ahead and start the auction for that. That is currently running. $1978 collectible scarf. I think I said it was from Avon, actually. Let me see. Yes, it is. That's what I thought it was. Can't see that. Yeah, Avon made in Japan. All right, let's save this. Let's run some, let's see, some jewelry. All right, where did it go? I didn't see this one come over. Okay, so we'll do pick one. Let's do all right, I can't find that now. Let's see, let's move this stage. Let's do this one. This here is acrylic adjustable choker with a light, like a celery green. And it has the matching hanging earrings. We'll start the auction on that, and that is currently running. Beautiful set. That's 80s, 90s there. A few more seconds on that. Okay, thank you for looking at that. Put that there. Let's do, we've got, get some of my jewelry here. Let's go ahead and run. This is a Heidi Doss. You have the purple cabochon stone on that. It is purple. It is size 7. It's brass. It has all the stones that's there. Let's go ahead and start the auction for that. And that is currently running. These were all taken care of very well. You see the purple more there. They came from my mom's estate. And why she has such small fingers. They don't fit me. They don't fit my daughter, my granddaughters. Like, geez, Mom. Those are very pretty. And they were very loved and well taken care of. So I can speak of those personally. This is an Amy Kahn Russell. And my mother used to have a problem. I told her that I was going to take off cable because she would watch Home Shopping Network all night because she always loved jewelry. Here's another one. Um, this here's Amy Kahn Russell, bronze with an oval Amazonite gemstone. And then you have your enamel painting that's there. They're all signed in the inside there. We'll start the auction for this one. This is a size 7 as well on that. What happened to my camera? There it goes. The craftsmanship on these are outstanding. My mom and my aunt used to always have these dinner rings that they used to wear, not just during dinner. They would wear them all day. They just loved jewelry, both of them. Let's see. This here is let me get this out. This is vintage Judy Lee. Gold plated leaves on there. You've got your uh, topaz and amber stones in there, vintage 50s. We'll go ahead and start the auction on that, and that is currently running. Got some things to run from a junk drawer auction I just received. Those are fun to go through because you never know what you're going to get. All right, thank you for looking at that. Let's see. This here is a nice and heavy, not heavy, but you can tell it's not, it's 14 strand silver necklace, and these are metal beads. So it's something that has a good weight to it. And here's the top part of it. We'll start the auction for that, and that is currently running. A few more seconds on that. All right, thank you for looking at that one. Let's see. Let's move those to stage. These here are the Bluebirds of Happiness. Signed Leo Ward, 1993. You get the pair. The larger one is the one that's signed Leo. It's right there. And then 1993. We'll start the auction for that. And those are currently running. More seconds. All right, thank you for looking at those. All right, let's see. Let's do a choice. Let me bring this up here. And you can take a look at these. And we'll do a pick. Let's see what we have. Um, let's do. This is going to pick 2 for 5. This is going to be the jewelry. So you have a butterfly that's here, butterfly brooch. Then you have, that's a dragonfly, what that one is. This here is from the Atlanta 96 Olympics, that pin. You have a pendant, a little heart brooch with rhinestones. Let me put this further down so you can see. Uh, I'll run those later. Here is a, that's very 80s. You got your life preserver nautical brooch, this one too. Here are some stick pins. This one has a P on it. And this one had one, I gotta find it. This one has a tiger eye in that one. You also have a little bee with a pearl or a fly. You have a heart shape locket. This says I love you with the flower etching on it, and it does open. Here's a little heart pin. There's an M initial with the pearl. We have a cowboy kid birthstone thing there. This here is a lobster pin. I thought that was neat. Here's another bird with the blue rhinestone eye. Hugs and kisses. We have a horse pendant and a saddle. Got a star pin. This is an owl. That's another brooch. It's here. It's from MNGEA, some military group. And then we have a medal from the Korean War. I never know what to do with those when I get them. Let's go ahead and start the auction for that. It's $5, pick 2. Or anybody's interested in any of these. All right, let me take these off. There. All right, let's see. We have hair accessories. That stage. This here is, they got hair clips. This is a little clip here. These keep going off. Let me move this just a second. Okay, here's another vintage silver tone with blue enamel hearts. That's there. We have the ponytail clip. This here is a bow. This here's a vintage one. This one glows on that. A little rhinestone one. And we have a little dragonfly. Okay. Let's go ahead and start that. That's currently running. It's actually pick 2 on that for 5. That would be pick 2 for 5. Then after this, we'll move over to the shelves so we can look at some items there. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let me first of all see if I have this one. Let's go ahead and look at this before we go. It's a flower wall pocket, vintage Pier 1, Moroccan hand painted. Ceramic, go ahead and start the auction for that. That is currently running. All right, thank you for looking at that. Let's get up here and we'll walk over to here. Look at that fella. Yes, that's a Starkist Charlie phone. That works. I had to hook it up to my modem. Where in the world is it? There it is. We'll move that to stage. So this here has its original. Okay, of course that completely fell down. Let me get that up here. Hold on just a second. That actually fell down. Okay, there we go. It has the original cord. There is 1987 Starkist Foods Charlie. There's the phone down there. It rings. I was able to call my cell phone. The eyes light up red. We'll go ahead and start the auction for that, and that is currently running. Go back to hair accessories. All right. Let's run this fella. All right. Thank you for looking at that. Let's go ahead and run this while I'm here. This is a Kapaz shell, pearl white lotus flower candle holder. It's the medium size, made in the Philippines. It's 5 inches tall, 7 inches wide. We'll go ahead and start the auction on that. And that is currently running. All right, thank you for looking at those. Let me see, I won't get dizzy. Go back to the hair accessories. Those are there. I will rerun that one. Restart. Let me edit this real quick. Pick 2. Okay, update. We'll start the auction on that, and that's currently running. Thank you for your bid, Emmeline. All right, let's see which 2 you'd like. Let me get you a little baggie for that. You want the silver bow, this one, and blue hearts. Okay, let me take a picture of these. All right, thank you very much. Let me put that. Okay, very good. Put that in your little bag. Let's go, and we'll duplicate that and just run that again. See if there's anything else that anybody wants from there. Slide that over. Emmeline again. Which ones are you looking at? The pink and the dragonfly. Those 2? Perfect. Get a picture of that. Thank you. Those will be coming to you as well. We'll scoot these here. And let me add a few other things on here while we're doing this. I want to show you all these. I just got these in. They're cloth and they're Velcroed. They were handmade, I guess. Like little envelopes. I don't know what you would put on. They said they're made in China. I've got a set of 3 of those that are there. That would count as one. Oh, here's another clip. I missed that one. This one's got butterflies on it. Oh, it's upside down. This one's made in Korea. We'll add that to there. Let's see. I'm sure I don't have any other ones that are there. Oh, there's a little, this here's a metal claw clip. It has the crowns on that one. We'll add that there as well. All right, let's go ahead and restart that. And that is currently running. Thank you. I don't know if you would put like note cards in here, or I don't know what those were made for. They're too small for lingerie. At least my lingerie. All right. It's yours as well, Emily. Which 2? The butterfly and rhinestones. This one. Those 2. Perfect. All right, those are also coming to you. Thank you so much. Put this here. Let me go back to the shelves so we can get some of those done. And then we'll come back over here. All right, so nobody wanted Charlie, so I'll just move him aside. Let's go ahead and look at this piece. This here is a rooster planner, or you can put your kitchen utensils in it. We'll start the auction for that, and that's currently running. It's 9.5 inches tall, 8 inches wide. He's like a teal, dark teal with yellow. That's the bottom. All right, thank you for looking at that. Let's see. We looked at that already. Put that down. Let's do... Oh, let me show you this, why it's hanging on my wall. This here is a signed oil painting. Flowers, it's signed Burns. You can see there it's 12 by 15. That is currently running. Wish my lights were better over here. It's beautiful pinks and mauves and steel blues. All right, thank you for looking at that. Let's see. Let's move these to stage. These here are a pair of vintage handkerchief glass votives. They do have the gold rim on there. We'll go ahead and start that $12 for the pair. That's currently running. See the gold rims that are on those. Beautiful dainty set. All right, thank you for looking at that. Move that over. All right, let's see. This here is Ken Edwards. It's a double condiment bowl. See the signature there. Mexico, Ken Edwards. We'll start the auction for that. That is currently running. Alrighty, thank you for looking at that. And I also have the matching tray that goes with that. And we'll run that. This is also signed 6.5 by 10. That's a tray. We'll start the auction for that. Here's a signature here. And that is currently running. All right, thank you for looking at those two. Let's see. Move this. This here's Elsa. She's a faceless porcelain figurine. These are all one of a kind. They're handmade from the Dominican Republic. This says they're in Spanish, where it's from. But all this workmanship is done, craftsman is done all by hand. And it's in perfect condition. We'll go ahead and start the auction for that. And that is currently running. I don't know, my camera keeps moving. All right, thank you for looking at her. Let's see. What else do I have up here? Let's go ahead and look at this. This here is your hand-blown blue glass pitcher, 6 inches tall. I would also use it as a poncho there, as a vase. It's a very pretty color. All right, thank you for looking at that. And I have this basket as well. This is Indiana, the art glass Monticello basket, 7x6, and that is currently running. Beautiful diamond features. And these do glow. I thought I put that on there. All right. Thank you for looking at that. Let's see. I thought I had, oh, there it is. Let me see if I can do this. This here is a Fenton. That's hand painted on that. Let's see. I thought I could run this. I saw somebody do it the other day. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Yeah, it didn't let me do that. That's currently in the Buy It Now, and that is signed. It's hand painted by Diane Frederick on that. Yeah, I guess I can't run that. So we'll remove that. I thought I was learning something new today. I'll have to go back and look at that and see. All right, I have this Carnival glass relish dish. We'll start the auction for that, and that's currently running. Your Clover candy dish, relish dish, trinket dish, whatever you'd like. I think we're going to go back over to the table. So here, let me go ahead and run this. These are some old bottles that I just got in. This one I just added really quick because it's a purple. Now if you see it in the light, and it's got pinched pieces there. This was hand blown. See the pontil there at the bottom. That's 12 inches tall. We'll go ahead and start the auction for that purple vase, hand blown vase there. If you're on district, you can go over to the Buy It Nows. You go at the bottom right-hand corner. It has a listing of all my auction items and Buy It Now listings. All right, let's see. What else we have here? I have this. This here is still in its wrapper. This was from Nancy Belliet. These were some of her paintings. I have that. I have Frank Lloyd Wright. This is one of his books with pictures. I have that as well. I can run that for $12 if anybody's interested in that. Let me sit down and run some miniatures for y'all that I have. And we'll see what else you would like to look at. Let's run. Let me edit this. This is not placemats. This is minis / plushies. Starting price. Pick one. Done. Date. Okay. We will move that to stage. We're going to do some minis and plushies. We have these, of course, the little Taco Bell dogs. Their workings are still inside, but I don't know how you get in there if they're near batteries or something. But I'll start these for $3. For actually both of those. We'll do $3 for both of those. Anybody interested in those? A few more seconds remaining on those babies. Okay, put that aside. Let me add this. Look at this vintage rolling pin, wooden handle. We will run that as, move that to stage. Let me edit this. We'll do rolling pin. Done. We'll start the auction for that. That started for $5 for that rolling pin. And this is a nice size one. It's 18 inches. All right, keep that here. There's some minis here. We'll start this. Let me see where that went. Move that to stage. This here will be pick 2 for $5. We're going to do the Starbucks ceramic little mugs. This one has Texas on the back of that one. We have another one that has Nevada. Comes in its original packaging. We have this little ceramic flower set. It's amazing that none of the flowers are broken off. Let's do the Yorkie pin. The Yorkie pin. Let's see. Was it a pin or was it this little figurine? This is the, let me move that to stage. Where did it go? Here. Move that to stage. Yeah, this here is just a figurine. You want me to run it for you? Just let me know if you do. We have this little swan with art glass. That's there as well. We have a wooden hand-carved frog, and it is signed 1976. Okay, thank you for letting me know. I do have this little lusterware hand-painted picture with a bird on it. This is from Japan. And then this is a cup, a matching cup for that. All right, let's go ahead and run that. Let's go back and find out where the all right. Let's go ahead and start that. That's currently running. Pick 2. Move those out of the way. Anything here? Anybody's interested in any of those? All right, thank you for looking at those. Let's add this kitty. This is a UNESCO Calico Kitty. It's numbered. We'll put those down there. Put her there. This here is a Russ. I forget his last name. It's a little shelf sitter kitty with her little dress and a little fish. This here's another UNESCO figurine. That was 39 cents back in the day. I'll add him there too. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and we'll run those. That is currently running. Any 2 of those for $5. A few more seconds on that. Okay, let's take these off. And then we'll do a fresh bunch. And then we'll move to some more jewelry. This here is a vintage gesture. These are from Japan. Where was the other one? There was 2 of them. Oh, here it is. Here's the other one. There's his brother. We have a heart stone. This is carved. We'll put that there is a mini as well. We have these are onyx stone elephants. Hand card from Mexico. There's a stamp there. We'll add these here. This here is a vintage angel from Italy, and it is signed Jesse, or I can't remember what that is. We'll add that there. We'll restart this, and that is currently running. Pick 2 for $5. On these. All right, let's do some brooches and necklaces. Oh, let's do the junk drawer. I haven't done that yet. We'll do what came in the junk drawer pile. We'll do that. All you find in my junk drawer is phone cables and cords, electric cords for all these gadgets that we have. All right, so let's start off with this. Let me pull up the thing. We'll do, it's not jewelry. Which one can I? Okay. At this stage, we're going to edit this one. Restart, edit. This will be junk drawer finds. We'll put treasures instead. Okay. And it'll be pick 2 for $5. We'll update that. Okay, so we'll start off with these old maid cards. Look at this. I used to play O-Maid. Tammy Teacher. There they are. So put these there. Old maid cards. We have this here is for your swabs, your Q-tips, cotton balls. This here was made in New York by Clarolite. Never even heard of them. That hasn't been cleaned up yet. We'll add that. We have here a little, this looks like Little Bo Peep, actually. It's your mirror. It's there. Like this is for you to butter up your corn on the cob. There's only one. So only one of y'all get it. We'll put that there. We have a little wooden bench. Furniture. All right, let's go ahead and start this one. This is going to be pick 2. Any of those there. Let's see. All right. Move this stuff over a little bit so we can add some more stuff to it. Let's move that. We have a jester mask. This is from New Orleans. I think it says Fancy Face. It is signed. That's cute. We have a little plate of fruit. Maybe that goes on the table. We have these little animation cards. Johnny Lightning, original film strip. Comes in this little stamps folder. Maybe we'll do that separate. Stamps. If we even use that anymore. And then we'll put those there. We have a Hershey's Gumby or whatever you call these. It's made in Hong Kong. I'm going to stand up. I don't think they're flat enough. I don't know why my neighbor always mows his yard in the dark. It's already dark here in Florida. We'll put that there. And then we'll have this, look, it's a Hershey's Kiss pin from 89, it looks like. All right, let's go ahead and restart this. That is currently running. Want anything there? Okay, let me take these things off. I don't know what kind of junk drawer this was, but we'll add this is a little NASA, little eagle. Then you have a, this is Ty Beanie Baby from 93. Let's see here. This looks like it's a handmade gnome. I don't know what it's made from. I'll add that one. Oh, look, we have a Oreo cookie. Put that down. Here's a little handmade doll. This one even had a little handkerchief, Irish linen, made in Ireland. Spool of ribbon. This was 15 cents. I was trying to see if it had any date on that because you can tell that's got some age to it. And then we have these that I got to tell you, I didn't know this is what these were called. There are 3 of the badminton things in here. And we used to call these birdies. And we played badminton. I don't know if you guys called them something else. But I was shocked to see them in this. Badminton shuttlecocks. Made in Japan. In the original packaging. We'll put that there. And we will rerun this. And that is currently running. We will move to some jewelry next. We'll do some choice on bangles. Thank you, Emmeline. Can't wait to see which one you want. All right, what you thinking? The Old Maid game and the gnome. Yes, let's do that. Good choice on those. Take a picture of that. Thank you very much. That will be coming your way. I'm actually going to throw all these things in a box and run that to see if anybody's interested in that. So, oh, I had left out Bissy, this bear. She fell out. So Bissy will be in this box. We have the NASA thing. We have the tie bear, the ribbon, handmade doll. You got your Oreo cookie. We have that. We have Hershey to go with Oreo. We even have a Hershey Kiss pin. Here's a little wooden table. Fruit. We have the little girl, the child's mirror. Some little card things for them. We have the Irish handkerchief in its original packaging. We'll have the swab container here. We'll put in the bat mittens, whatchamacallits. Those are in there as well. Have the corn thing and the stamp book. I think that was all of it. And we will, let me edit this. We'll duplicate that. We'll edit this. We'll start this for $3. Oh, we'll put take all on this. All right, that's currently running for $3 for all that goodness. Everything that's in the box. Looks like that's coming. Emmeline, thank you so much. You'll be getting all of that. Cleared out my stuff. That goes there. I'll even give you the box. I can even have that. All right, let's see. Anybody see this? This is an Elvis. It's an Elvis plushie doll. What's that doll? Lilo Stitch. That's who it is. Move that to stage. So he is 16 inches tall. He is the vibrating one, and I put batteries in it, and it does work. But I didn't know they had the Elvis one with the guitar, the hair, the cape. It's there, and I don't know if I put it on yet. Yeah, you just squeeze it. Here's the thing underneath it. You just switch that on. See, and it does vibrate. I guess it helps them go to sleep. So we'll start the auction on that, and that is currently running. It stops and starts until they fall asleep on that. So Lita, I don't know which one this is, Lita or Stitch. All right, I can't put this thing back inside. All right. Put that there. Thanks for looking at that. I'm going to show you all these shoes. I had to pick these up. These are vintage. These are Finale for Regalia wedding shoes, 6.5. made in Spain, leather sole. Let's tell they just wore them that one night. I'm going to put those in really quick. They come in the original box. So you have vintage wedding shoes. I can start these for $25. Let's go ahead and start the auction for those, and those are currently running. Vintage wedding shoes, leather soles, made in Spain. Comes with the original bag and the box. Right, thank you for looking at those. Let's go ahead and put these down here. Let me run this since this popped up. This was a here it is. This here is an antique wooden frame picture, Madame Lamballe. It has a signature here. I can't see who that is, but it's also a hidden jewelry box. I'm going to go ahead and start the auction for that, and that is currently running. You just sit it on the table, and people don't even realize that it's a jewelry box. Thought that was very innovative for back then. All right, thank you for looking at that. All right. Let's see what we have here. This goes here. Move some of these around. Let's see. Move this to stage. This here is a vintage cinnabar red bangle bracelet. Chinese flower designs. We're going to go ahead and start the auction for that. And that is currently running. All right. That aside, let's see. Let's do some of these. Let me see what I have. We have this stage. This here is an Ultra Craft. That's 2 kittens in a basket. Pewter. That's the back of it. We'll start the auction for that, and that is currently running. And it is signed here, Ultra Craft, as well. Yes, the Fenton one, yeah. Oh, are you talking about that vase? That one's mine. Sorry. I've got a Fenton vase here if you'd like for me to run. Let me see this. Okay. Sorry. I'll move that out of the way. That's part of the decorations. All right, let's do we'll move this stage. It's going to be $3 starts, pick one. We have the silver brooch here. We'll do a combination of brooches and bracelets so you can see what you like. Look, we have these disco ball earrings. These are very vintage. Those are fun to wear. Let's do let's do these. These here are clip-on as well. I forget where these are, either Japan or Hong Kong for those. Let's do, we can add these pair of hanging earrings. And they have all their stones there. This here is a stone pin. That's an older one too. That's with that one. Look, this is a Sydney little medallion. You can put it on a keychain. We'll add that there. Here's a little Liberty Bell pin. This here is a Christie Critical Care Transportation Team pin on there. Here's a hand with a comb. So that's a barber's clip. Let's see. Look at these pins. These say for progress in writing. These are old. What does it say on the back? Let me see. That says, why can't I read that? Oh, Balfour. Oh, that must be the name of the school. G. Balfour. Oh, this is Massachusetts. Yeah, I can't say that. Attleboro, Mass. Look how neat that is. They didn't give out pins like that when I was in school. That's neat. Okay, we have, let's do this little angel pin here with the ruby red there. We'll add, oh, this is whatchamacallit? I forget what they're called. My uncle was part of the Optimist Club, but this Shriners, yeah, this is the Shriners pin. Here it has the compass and the sun on that one. Let's put that there. We're going to add, this here is a little mallard duck. We got that handmade pin that's there. This here is another pin. Oh, this is Holiday Hero Father's Day. On that pin. Here's a little stainless ring, stainless steel wire with that. That's pretty. You have the little pink and burgundy ribbon on there. Trying to keep the themes together. Here's a little heart pendant stone. All right, let's go ahead and start the auction on this. This is going to be pick one for $3. And that is currently running. All right, thank you for looking at that. Yes, all right. Let's see if I can, let me just slide these here for a minute. So I know I ran those. All right, let's do this. Let's do, this here is a Liz Claiborne giraffe brooch. This here is a larger brooch. We have this heart shape with little pearls on it, and they're all there. This here's another gold tone pin with the pearl on it. This here is a Utah bumblebee. I wonder if that's from a school or something. That's there. Let's run these little earrings. These are cute. Dainty. What is this? Let's see. This here's a musical note. We'll add that there. Here, let's do this brooch. This one here is a Lady Remington on that one. This here is a pin. I don't know what this is. I can't figure that out, but it's a tie clip. This here's another one, another pearl antique brooch. Put that there. Let's go ahead and restart this one. And that is currently running. Pick one for $3. Can add in that silver round one there too. All right, everybody's interested in those. Let's see what else. Let's do some, we can do some bracelets. We have Love This Vintage coming on 9. So we're just going to stay on for 5 more minutes so then we can rate into her. I know I have plenty of jewelry to show. Let's do this and move to stage. This here is a black and white. There's ceramic and glass beaded stones. We'll go ahead and start the auction for that, and that's currently running. Very 80s, 90s. I would have worn that with my business suits when I worked with Hyatt. A few more seconds on that one. All right, thank you for looking at that. Put that here. Let's do This here is a Leah Sophia bangle bracelet. And it says the joy is in the journey inscribed on the inside. We'll start that for $3. And that is currently running. Leah Sophia, the joy is in the journey. Bangled bracelet. All right, thanks for looking at that. We'll restart this one. This here is another bracelet. It's stretchy, but I like it has a very dainty little piece on it. We'll go ahead and start this for $3 as well. And that is currently running. All right, thank you for looking at that one. Let's do, we'll restart that one. We'll add some bracelets to there for choice. We have this one with some tiger eye stone on it, silver there. We have this little cuff bracelet. We have these two enamel metal bracelets. Those there. This here is a tiger's eye. I haven't cleaned this one. I don't know if this is sterling or what that is. Here's another little vintage bright pink bracelet. All right, let's see what else. Here is one of those seed pearl bracelets. That's the closure on that one. And this is the black and white market. You have the yellow and the black beads on there. So let's go ahead and start the auction on that. And that's pick one for $3. And this will be the last run before we go and raid into Love This Vintage. Okay. Oh, very good. She just got on. Okay, so let's go ahead and raid into her. Thank you so much for your purchases, spending time with me this evening. And again, happy second birthday to Vamp. Thank you for allowing me to be on. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend.